A months-long investigation led to police seizing more than 500 catalytic converters from 2 Kennewick businesses. According to the Grant County Sheriff's Office, investigators discovered catalytic converters were being moved to the Tri-Cities, specifically from a Moses Lake smoke shop to a Kennewick scrap metal shop and a catalytic converter business. It's not known right now if any of those converters were stolen, but investigators tell us a lot of catalytic converters did come from the Moses Lake location.
In the Tri-Cities, investigators seized 533 catalytic converters and some other evidence and brought those back to Ephrata for inventory and for trying to reunite catalytic converters with their owners.
The Grant County Sheriff's Office has the task of checking each catalytic converter and identifying if it's truly stolen or is legally up for sale. A Kennewick business is left with thousands of dollars in damage after it was broken into early Sunday morning. Take a look at these pictures of the suspected burglars. It happened at Snott's Car Wash on Washington Street and Columbia Drive. According to the owners, these men first showed up at 12:30 Sunday morning, looked around the business, left, then returned about 2 hours later. The owners say the money box was taken with an undisclosed amount of cash. If you have any information, call Kennewick Police. Authorities in Benton County continue to investigate a homicide in Findlay. The Benton County Sheriff's Office says the body of a man was found last Tuesday in the area of East 10th Avenue and U Street. Authorities say an autopsy shows the manner of death is homicide. The man's family was notified, but authorities have not yet released his identity. We will continue to update you as more information is available. Fire officials have not yet released the cause of a fire that destroyed 2 outdoor sheds in Findlay over the weekend. The fires happened Saturday afternoon in the 32,000 block of South Quinn Street, just off Findlay Road. Several witnesses reported the fire and say it may have started near a pump house on the property. The fire destroyed 2 sheds and damaged the outsides of 2 mobile homes. No one was hurt. Kennewick Fire also assisted on the call. And about an hour later, Benton County Fire District 1 was called to a brush fire on the southeast side of Hover Park along the Columbia River. Richland Fire District also responded to the call, and the crews were able to put the fire out quickly. It was determined 3 children between the ages of 9 and 12 had started the blaze. No one was hurt, and firefighters took time to talk with the children about the danger of playing with fire. Fire crews from Yakima County Fire District 5 had to battle 2 fires less than a mile apart over the weekend. The first call for help went out just before 1:30 a.m. Saturday to South Street in Wapato. Fire crews got to the scene quickly, but they were not able to save the house from being destroyed. They were able to save nearby structures. As they were working that scene, a call for help went out for another house on fire less than a mile away. And that house was also destroyed, but neighboring structures were saved. The causes of the fires have not yet been determined. A GoFundMe account has been set up for a Yakima family after a deadly head-on crash in Kittitas County. 40-year-old Justin Poole, his daughter 10-year-old Chelsea, and his wife's cousin 27-year-old Michaela Buckhold all died after the car they were in was hit head-on just outside of Cle Elum. Poole's wife Nicole and his son Maddox were also in the car and survived. They were taken to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. The GoFundMe will go towards funeral costs and medical costs. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. Happening tonight, the Pasco City Council will once again discuss retail sales of cannabis in the city limits. Once again, resolutions 4327 and 4328 are on the agenda. Resolution 4327 would allow for a proposition for an advisory vote on the next primary election, asking voters whether the regulation of retail sales of cannabis should be allowed within the city of Pasco. Resolution 4328 is requesting the retail cannabis sales be allowed in certain zones within the city. There is public comment before the resolutions. The City Council meeting is tonight, starting at 7 p.m. at Pasco City Hall. The game wasn't perfect, and it left a lot of fans on the edge of their seats, but the Gonzaga men pulled off a victory last night to advance to the Sweet 16 for the 8th time in a row. While they had a wide victory over Grand Canyon University Friday with an 82-70 win, last night they beat TCU 84-81. They struggled with shooting in the first half, but managed to make a comeback in the second half, led by Drew Timme. He finished with 28 points overall. The Bulldogs will face number 2 seed UCLA this Thursday in Las Vegas. First Alert forecaster Jason Valentine returns now with a look at your morning weather forecast.
As we count down the hours to spring, we have rainy conditions this morning, a bit of a wet commute for you. I'll get you ready for your day and your week ahead. My forecast is coming up.
Plus, a story that can affect any one of us at any time. Federal authorities want you to understand some common scams, even if you think you're too smart for them. We'll be right back.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Every location is conveniently located and gives you the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. We have something for everyone, including gift cards for any occasion. Check out the specials and deals today. Open 7 days a week in 5 locations: Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
We protect your house.
We're doing it!
And your car.
We need to keep our energy up. I want to take me to Funky Town.
Because we know they're the launching pad to their dreams. And now you can save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we believe in the healing power of a new smile, the way it makes you look and feel, the way a smile lights up a room, so people can see the best version of you, which is why we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Scan the QR code to learn more, or visit affordabledentures.com.
Go ahead and smile.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in a Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. Get 0.9 for 60 plus 3,000 low APR cash on a 2022 F-150 XLT only at your local Ford dealer.
Post Falls Dam on Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6.
Welcome back. A consumer alert. Federal authorities say Americans lost significantly more than $8 billion to scammers last year. Melissa Don reports they're raising the alarm about some common scams, hoping to protect your pockets.
Regulators are always on watch for the most popular scams happening now. Earlier this year, the National Consumers League put out its report on the top 10 scams.
Some of the most popular scams are things like internet merchandise scams. This is where scammers will put up merchandise like luxury goods or electronics or fashion or medications at deeply discounted prices, and try to get you to click through and provide them with information or send them money.
Another popular scam is the so-called impersonation scam.
These are scams where the fraudster will reach out to you, claim to be with a government agency, the police, or maybe they claim to be a doctor or a lawyer who's representing a family member who's in trouble.
And one of the fastest growing scams involves cryptocurrency.
Seems every day. You have people who are trying to get you to send money to these bogus online cryptocurrency exchanges with promises of huge risk-free returns. But it turns out all you're doing is sending your money to a scammer and you never get your money back.
Fraudsters like to take advantage of holidays to scam people and also try to exploit bad news like natural disasters.
We very quickly see scammers who do things like charity scams, or maybe claim to be someone who lost a lot of money in one of these disasters, but they need your help to get it back and you'll get a cut of it.
Experts say that we are all vulnerable to fraud.
None of us, no matter how smart we think we are without risk when it comes to falling victim to these scams.
Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
We know that scammers are always trying to stay ahead of investigators, and there's always a new approach. Tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, we'll talk about the tactics scammers use to lure in their victims, so you can identify a potential red flag before you lose money. A warning to parents this morning, a recall on a brand of Gerber baby formula. Why the company is asking you to be cautious. And First Alert forecaster Jason Valentine will return with a look at your First Alert forecast.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or at Click It RV in Pasco and get the same grand opening specials plus liquidation prices on all 20 to 22 RVs. Nobody will beat our prices. We guarantee it. Just off $395 in the Pasco Autoplex or clickitrv.com.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Pure Filtration Products is your Inland Northwest air quality specialist. We offer filtration products for all your commercial, industrial, and manufacturing needs. From cooling towers to industrial dust collection systems, commercial buildings, schools, hospitals, or manufacturing facilities, we have you covered. Call today and schedule your free facility site evaluation. We'll send a certified air filter specialist to your site to evaluate your filter requirements. Call or click today. Pure Filtration Products.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or at Click It RV in Pasco and get the same grand opening specials on travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and Class A and C motorhomes. We guarantee it. Just off $395 in the Pasco Autoplex or clickitrv.com.
We begin with breaking news tonight.
Now, getting the Yak Tri News app is easier than ever. Use your phone to scan the QR code on screen right now and follow the directions, and you'll have Cap KVUE Local News 24/7. The Yak Tri News mobile app from Cap KVUE Local News.
Monday morning.
It's going to be fine. Keanu Reeves is here. I'm just telling you.
Keanu Reeves from John Wick Chapter 4. Plus, Reggae Jean Page.
Today at 9 on Cap KVUE. Portion of Cap KVUE sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier. Now, Cap KVUE First Alert weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful last weekend of winter as we hit spring later on this afternoon. It is a wet morning so far. Slick roads for you this morning, but it is warmer than usual this morning as well. But a touch cooler for our highs this week, just a bit. So we're looking at, again, some pretty heavy cells going through the Tri-Cities, Walla Walla areas. Nothing too major, but still pretty steady rain. We're seeing much less rain just to the east of Yakima. We do expect Ellensburg to be part of the fun here as we move along in the morning, possibly to tomorrow morning. So as we move along in this morning, it looks like the shower activity will move a little bit to the north. We're still going to see quite a bit of shower activity for Walla Walla, Ellensburg as well. Then as we move into our evening hours, again, scattered showers for most of our areas, but tomorrow morning we could see it persist in Ellensburg and then finally move out to the west. And we're going to be looking at much more sunshine as we move along in our week. Maybe a little bit of shower activity on Friday. Other than that, aside from today, we're looking at much nicer conditions. So the rain totals should equal up to about 1/4 inch for Tri-Cities, Yakima, Ellensburg. A little bit heavier for Walla Walla and Pendleton. Could see in 1/2 inch by the time we get to the evening hours. So a little bit of shower activity, folks, but it's a very appropriate start to spring. So we are looking at warmer temperatures this morning, mid to lower 40s across the board. is about 10 or so degrees, even 20 degrees warmer than we've been seeing in our past mornings last week. So much warmer this morning. All that cloud coverage is holding in our heat. So right now, our average for the Tri-Cities is 60 degrees. So we're going to be a little below, a little above it for the week ahead. Just pretty much a carbon copy of what we saw last week. So all of our areas will see highs in the 50s this week, maybe a few upper 40s, but a little bit cooler as we get into our weekend. We don't still see that big heat push that we're hoping for in spring, but just give it some time. So wind speeds very light today, and we do expect to see light winds as we get into tomorrow, Wednesday. And then we're going to see quite an uptick as we get to Thursday and Friday, around 15 to 25 mile per hour winds. So a little heavier winds on the way, and they'll slow down in time for our weekend. So we got a countdown. Baseball's almost here, about a week and a half until the Mariners home opener against Cleveland. Easter is 20 days away, 3 weeks from yesterday, and the NFL draft is a little over a month away. So as we look at today, we're going to be in the mid to lower 50s for the Yakima Valley, 50 degrees, holding on to 50 in Ellensburg, mid 50s as well for the lovely Mid-Columbia, a little cooler in Connell, and Connell could see much more sustained showers today as that system looks to move a bit to the north as we get along in the morning, and mid-50s for the Blue Mountain region. Again, very wet, especially in Walla Walla today. 7-day forecast, mid-50s for the Yakima area to start our week. Then we'll warm up for upper 50s to around 60 degrees for Wednesday and Thursday, and then much cooler conditions into our weekend. Overnight lows, though, above the freezing level till we get to Thursday late night. A very fine week is ahead with more sunshine than not. Tri-Cities area, mid-50s through Tuesday, lower 60s Wednesday, Thursday, then mid-50s into your weekend. We are expecting some snow in the Cascades and Blue Mountain region as we get to Thursday and Friday. We're going to keep a close eye on that for travelers. But folks, get ready for a wet Monday as we get ready for spring this afternoon.
In your health headlines this morning, frozen strawberries sold at several stores in Washington have been tied to an outbreak of hepatitis A. Scenic Fruit Company is recalling its frozen organic strawberries sold under 5 different brand names, including Costco's Kirkland Signature and Aldi's Simply Nature brand. The company's organic tropical fruit blend that is sold at Trader Joe's is also on the recall. At least 2 people have been hospitalized. Hepatitis A is a contagious liver disease. If you have the product, you can return it for a refund. The maker of a popular powdered infant formula is voluntarily recalling one of its products. Perrigo Company is recalling some of its Gerber Good Start Soothe Pro powdered infant formula because it may be contaminated with bacteria. The formula was made between January 2nd and January 18th of this year. Perrigo opted for the recall out of an abundance of caution. Customers with the product should toss it out, and they can ask the company for a refund. Experts say telehealth and social media are playing a significant role in driving demand for Ozempic, a drug used to treat type 2 diabetes. Diabetic patients rely on the medication to help control their blood sugar. But Ozempic also holds more than 40% of the U.S. market share of drugs that mimic an appetite-regulating hormone, helping people lose weight fast. Some experts believe the prescription weight loss drug market is also a part of what's driving Ozempic's popularity. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, the latest on the banking crisis this morning. What major banks are attempting to do to help calm the public's fears. We'll be right back.
Good news. No matter what you choose, you save. Carl's Jr.'s all-day 2 for $5 deal lets you pick 2 tasty items, like our savory cheeseburger, spicy chicken sandwich, chicken stars, or French toast dips for just $5. Only at Carl's Jr.
Spectrum presents The Download with Clarissa.
Everyone is talking about Spectrum One. Matt, give us a download.
Clarissa, people are switching because Spectrum is offering seamless connectivity with Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and unlimited mobile.
That's the future of connectivity. That's Spectrum One.
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and 1 free line of unlimited mobile. Call 1-833-883-4999.
What's unique about Spectrum Internet?
Spectrum Internet has the most consistent download speeds and no data caps.
How secure is the Wi-Fi?
The advanced Wi-Fi comes with enhanced privacy and security features that block online threats.
Why is Spectrum Mobile the fastest growing mobile provider?
Spectrum Mobile is super reliable and it includes 5G nationwide.
Plus unlimited calls, texts, and
data.
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and one free line of unlimited mobile. Call 1-833-883-4999.
Call now or visit a Spectrum store today.
It's great to see ya. Come on down. Welcome to Sea Galley. Dinner tonight or the Shipwreck Lounge. May I suggest our surf and turf special, prime rib and crab.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we believe in the healing power of a new smile, the way it makes you look and feel, the way a smile lights up a room, so people can see the best version of you. Which is why we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Scan the QR code to learn more, or visit affordabledentures.com.
Go ahead and smile.
When great food meets delivery, people just smile. Taste and See Deli in Yakima offers delicious catering that's home cooked like family. And whether you need a dozen box lunches or 100 breakfast burritos, we've got you covered. Give us a call or stop by. Taste and See Deli.
Good news. No matter what you choose, you save. Carl's Jr.'s all-day 2 for $5 deal lets you pick 2 tasty items, like our savory cheeseburger, spicy chicken sandwich, chicken stars, or French toast dips for just $5. Only at Carl's Jr.
Portion of Cap KVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
It's 6:20 on your Monday morning. Welcome to the work week, everyone. We have some shower activity, pretty widespread throughout our areas. Ellensburg being left out at the moment. They'll see some showers later on. Folks, it's going to be a bit cooler today as well, but nicer conditions are on the way. My forecast is in about 15 minutes.
Turning now to the latest efforts to stem a multinational banking crisis. The U.S. and the world's central banks are coming together to inject more U.S. dollars into the global banking system for borrowing. Reporter Justin Finch says this is happening as financial regulators take action to shore up some troubled U.S. regional banks.
A buyer is stepping up to acquire Signature Bank, one of 2 failed regional banks the FDIC recently took over. New York Community Bank agreeing to purchase Signature for more than $2 billion. Now Silicon Valley Bank awaits a new buyer as ABC News confirms the Federal Reserve was aware of years' worth of risks at SVB. In 2021, the Fed cited key risks to the bank, including how it handled liquidity. And last July, the Fed rated the bank deficient for governance and controls. The Fed now conducting an internal review.
These big multi-billion-dollar banks loaded up on risk. They gave themselves huge bonuses and big salaries, and they exploded their banks.
Across the U.S., a new report finds at least 186 banks could be at risk for failing if half of account holders quickly withdrew their funds. Those findings come as First Republic Bank sees its credit rating downgraded again, despite 11 large U.S. banks offering a $30 billion lifeline. From the U.S. to Switzerland, regulators taking extraordinary swift measures to boost the world's banking system.
UBS intends to downsize Credit Suisse's investment banking business and align it with our conservative risk culture.
The Swiss government brokering a deal for UBS to buy embattled rival Credit Suisse for $3 billion.
Here in the U.S., Fed Chairman Jerome Powell and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen are calling the UBS Credit Suisse deal a solution for financial stability and to protect the global economy. Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, the proposal on the building of duplexes and fourplexes in Washington cities, including right here in our own backyards. What the state Senate has on the table right now. We'll be right back. We have a lot more news to share with you on our mobile app. You can use the camera on your smartphone to scan this QR code, which is also at the bottom of your screen throughout the show. The code will take you right to our app for news and weather on demand. It's free to download and there's no subscription fee.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with the product so good you'll never have to replace it again. All roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Next, E.T. We loved it. We're with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon bringing Air to Austin.
We're still working? Okay, good.
Plus, E.T.'s at 90s Con. Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7 on Cap KView.
Pure Filtration Products is your Inland Northwest air quality specialist. We offer filtration products for all your commercial, industrial, and manufacturing needs. From cooling towers to industrial dust collection systems, commercial buildings, schools, hospitals, or manufacturing facilities, we have you covered. Call today and schedule your free facility site evaluation. We'll send a certified air filter specialist to your site to evaluate your filter requirements. Call or click today. Pure Filtration Products.
Make an experience this weekend to Vapiano. Relax in the country, experience the wine, and share in the joy. Vapiano awaits you and your friends. Make it a day to remember. Vapiano Estate and Winery. Slow down, enjoy the journey.
Everybody in the Tri-Cities has been to a Hubby's Pizza Party, right? You haven't? Acquire the Hubby's habit and book your party today. Delicious, mouth-watering food made with only the freshest ingredients. It's party time at Hubby's Pizza, a hometown favorite for nearly 45 years. Book your party today.
I just turned 37 and I found a lump. By the time that I had it checked out and was able to get in and see a doctor and all that, I was at stage 3. Part of the reason I think that I didn't go get it checked out right away is that I was really scared. When I got the call, it was gone. It was such a huge relief. Even if you don't feel that it's in you, that you have a lump or you have a reason to get checked, you are a woman, get checked.
When you or your loved one has been seriously injured, you want the best law firm on your side. Abeta Nelson Injury Law is the most highly awarded and experienced personal injury firm in Central Washington. Our office has secured the most million-dollar car crash recoveries in Central Washington. You can trust us to have your back. The time for bringing your claim is limited, so don't wait. Call us today for a no-obligation consultation. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Weather alert today. Cap KView Local News First Alert Weather, helping keep you and your family safe.
Folks, we have rain throughout our areas in our final hours of, well, winter. As spring hits this afternoon, I'll get you prepared for what's to come.
We've been talking to you about PFAS chemicals for months. Now we'll tell you about a lawsuit against the National Fire Protection Association and why people claim the agency is putting firefighters at risk. And former President Trump says he expects to be arrested tomorrow. What he is asking his supporters to do as a grand jury finishes up its hearing. Good Morning Northwest continues right now.
From Cap KView Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Jason Valentine. It's Monday. We start the work week, the end of winter.
Yes, and every time you say that, I'm a little bit more excited. It's the end of winter. It's the start of spring, start of something new.
Well, you're getting, because we're getting closer and closer. It happens in the 2 o'clock hour this afternoon. And you've dressed nice, springy outfit. I like it. I'm trying to wear a little bit of a, I guess, an Easter color. But we are looking at interesting conditions today with shower activity. Let's take a look outside. Legend Skycam Network. Again, we see sunrise after the 7 o'clock hour for our areas. About to get some light into our regions. So as we move along in our morning, we still have more shower activity. Nothing too heavy, though. We're seeing a little bit of a heavier cell coming through Walla Walla, but pretty darn light. But do expect to see some wet roads as you're heading out the door. Not yet getting into the Ellensburg area, but we expect that region to possibly get it into tomorrow morning, as most of our other areas will be drying up. So our highs today, we are a bit chilly. We're about a few degrees off our average for this time of year, if not around 5 degrees. Mid-50s for Yakima. Again, on and off showers today. Tri-Cities area, mid-50s as well. And over in the Blue Mountain region, they're looking at the mid to lower 50s today with more shower activity. We could see a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of rain by the time this is all said and done. I'll get you updated with a look at more sunny conditions this week in my forecast that's coming up. But for right now, let's send it back to Jill.
New this morning, a new climate report released by the UN today says the climate time bomb is ticking. The UN says the report proves the world needs a quantum leap in climate action. Meteorologist Ginger Zee says it looks like the UN will be calling on the G20 countries to significantly step up their climate commitments in the coming months.
In a sobering new report, the UN climate panel warning that the world is off track to meet the goals of the Paris Climate Agreement.
Today's IPCC report is a how-to guide to defuse the climate time bomb, but it will take a quantum leap in climate action.
The Paris Agreement aimed to limit warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above average because as the world gets warmer, the impacts of climate change are expected to get more intense and harder to reverse. But global greenhouse gas emissions are at their highest levels in human history, putting that goal at risk.
Current policies have us on a trajectory for warming for 3.2 degrees Celsius. And that would be catastrophic. And so any action that we do needs to be at the speed and scale to be able to meet the urgency of this crisis.
The report calls on governments to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by eliminating fossil fuels as much as possible, protecting ecosystems like forests, and adopting policies that help people reduce their own carbon footprint.
Hope is not lost if we take action now. And the report clearly highlights that there are solutions available now, but we just need to be able to ramp that up much more.
For ABC News, I'm Ginger Zee.
We will have more on this tonight on KapKVU Local News at 5 and 6 o'clock. We'll also have more information on yaktrynews.com. Back here at home, a Milton Freewater man is facing charges after authorities say he was firing a gun and pointing it at vehicles in a trailer park. 30-year-old Luis Fregoso is facing charges of unlawful use of a weapon, disorderly conduct, theft, and reckless endangerment. Authorities say Fregoso allegedly was shooting a gun and pointing it at vehicles at the Locust Trailer Court on Elizabeth Street. Authorities from several agencies responded, and a deputy with the Umatilla County Sheriff's Office was able to get Fregoso to surrender. No one was hurt, and a gun reported stolen out of Walla Walla in 2018 was recovered. The National Fire Protection Association is facing a lawsuit that accuses it of requiring potentially cancer-causing chemicals known as PFAS to be used in protective equipment. The discovery of PFAS and its effect on people was made a few years ago, but the agency hasn't taken steps to make changes, according to the lawsuit. The NFPA administers safety measures and practices nationwide, but some firefighters say it isn't doing enough to keep people safe.
We do annual physicals and we test for carcinogens. We test for a number of different heavy metals, and that's always on our minds. I think all of us that are in this career are just waiting to get the report back from the doctor that we have cancer. We've normalized that deviance, we've accepted it, and now finally we're starting to point towards causes, and this could be the preeminent cause for firefighter cancers.
The lawsuit accuses the NFPA of conspiring with the companies that make this protective gear. At last check, the NFPA said it hadn't been served with the lawsuit, so they could not comment on it. Oregon says it's going to have to put rebates on hold for people who buy or rent electric cars because too many people are signing up. The Oregonian reports in 5 years, the Oregon Department of Environmental Quality has given out more than $70 million under the state's Clean Vehicle Rebate Program. That's helped people buy or lease around 25,000 electric vehicles, which is only a fraction of the electric vehicles registered in Oregon. While state rebates will be on hold for a year, starting in May, the decision does not impact federal tax rebates. The city of Yakima finally has a new airport director almost a year and a half after the previous one left. The city's been pushing to have the state pick YKM as the location for the state's preferred airport, which would involve expanding the terminal and adding back passenger rail service. The new director, Robert Hodgman, has more than 2 decades of military aviation experience and a decade working in WashDOT's aviation division. He says he's in favor of that expansion.
There's a lot that the community has to offer. And so I think, if rail service could be restored, and that was a pleasant part of a trip, I think that there are many that would actually choose to come to Yakima.
Hodgman says he's confident that he can show people just what the Yakima Valley has to offer. Lawmakers in the state Senate are considering arguments on a proposal that would allow duplexes and fourplexes in more neighborhoods across the state. House Bill 1110 would require cities with more than 25,000 people, like Walla Walla, to allow duplexes in all residential areas. Cities with more than 75,000 people, like Kennewick and Pasco, would have to allow fourplexes in all neighborhoods. Most of the testimony lawmakers heard last week was in favor of the proposal or from local authorities raising concerns and asking for changes without directly opposing the bill.
This bill isn't about building apartment buildings in the middle of residential neighborhoods. It's about building things like duplexes and triplexes and quads. It's the type of buildings that we at Habitat for Humanity build.
The City of Maple Valley is committed to updating our comprehensive plan to meet the goals of housing needs in the state. However, we believe housing needs should be regulated by local jurisdictions who better understand local needs.
This proposal is scheduled for a Senate committee vote on Wednesday. It has already passed the House. One potential solution getting national attention would be to turn office buildings into apartment buildings. With many people still working remotely after the pandemic, office space is often sitting empty. In many areas of the state, there's a huge need for housing. But it's not as easy as it might sound. Zoning laws, among other additions, can add a layer of pricey paperwork that can discourage developers.
If you look at the map of where this type of conversion is allowed, it's really a patchwork depending on when a building is built and where it is in the city.
We have to think differently, and we have to lean into how do we have a different approach to housing.
Despite the complications, building conversions are happening. In some areas across the country, city officials are asking the state government to sign off on tax incentives and trimming red tape to make the process easier and faster. High school students from Pasco joined hundreds of others at Eastern Washington University for its Ivy Leadership Academy. The academy is hosted by Eastern's Office for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. The academy is focused on uplifting underrepresented students and providing resources that will empower their careers. Attendees got to participate in workshops and hear keynote speeches from community leaders. Organizers say they're hoping the academy will help connect students to safe community spaces that they'll rely on for years to come. For the first time in history, a former president of the United States may be indicted for a crime. As a grand jury investigation into crimes alleged to have been committed by Donald Trump is set to end, the former president is bracing for possible arrest. Gloria Pazmino says law enforcement at every level is preparing for the protests that could likely follow.
In a Truth Social post on Saturday, former President Donald Trump said he expects to be arrested on Tuesday.
I think it's not speculation. It's something that we're hearing. He needs to get ahead of it.
While there's no official word yet from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, grand jury proceedings are nearing the end, with the last-minute witness set to testify Monday at the request of Trump's legal team, according to a source familiar with the investigation.
This would be historically groundbreaking moves for a misdemeanor to try and bring it up to a charge where you're arraigning a former president.
Trump is being investigated for his role in an alleged hush money scheme involving payments made in 2016 by his then attorney Michael Cohen to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. An indictment would be a historic first and could make Trump an even more divisive figure on the campaign trail.
It does drastically change the paradigm as we go into the 2024 election.
Echoing his calls for action after the 2020 election, Trump told his social media followers to, quote, protest and take our nation back.
If was this to happen,
We want calmness out there.
Federal, state, and local authorities now preparing for the possibility of unrest.
We're always monitoring the situation here as best we can, and we obviously don't want to see any activity grow violent.
In New York, I'm Gloria Pasmino reporting.
Former President Trump denies any wrongdoing and has called for supporters to, quote, protest and take our nation back, end quote. The cast of the popular TV show Ted Lasso is heading to the White House today. The cast members will join President Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden for a conversation on mental health. The Emmy Award-winning show has tackled the issue of mental health in its storyline. A White House official says today's meeting will focus on the importance of addressing a person's mental health to promote overall wellness. First Alert forecaster Jason Valentine returns now with a look at your morning weather forecast.
Starting to see a little bit of light, folks, this morning, but plenty of clouds and some shower activity to talk about as we enter spring this afternoon. Your forecast coming right up.
Plus, U.S. Customs and Border Protection caught up with some stowaways at a Detroit airport. Why they say this was a big find when it comes to safety. We'll be right back.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
I came into this week setting parameters on ways to find love. Sex is off the table. My God, I said one thing and did another.
What is wrong with you?
I literally just want to go home.
If you've got the TV volume way up right now, then you really need these. These tiny but powerful little hearing aids are the Nano CIC Recharge, priced at only $297 for a full pair. These are not simply amplifiers. These are ultra high quality, ultra reliable hearing aids, priced thousands less than other hearing aids. They fit right in your ear. Nothing shows in the back of your ear. Payments as low as $36 a month.
1-800-277-1540.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Let's go, wolves! Load up!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Wherever you go, a Ford Explorer is the key to survival. Get 0% APR for 36 months on an in-stock 2022 Explorer. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Watch me. Watch me jump, dive, and splash. Put me by a pool, I'll be soaked in a flash. A girl in the water to swim like a fish. Just 2 simple legs. That was my wish. I'm a sea turtle, shark, a seal on a slide. This is my day of fun, with nothing to hide. Watch me. Pioneers in orthotic and prosthetic technology at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Your roof protects your home and family every day. Shouldn't it be the best roof possible? With Air Roofing, a family-owned business in Prosser, you'll see why our customer reviews speak for themselves. No job too small, big enough to take care of your roofing needs. Air Roofing, a company built on quality and reputation.
At the Blue Mountain Station Cooperative in Dayton, Washington, we offer you the Pacific Northwest's finest local products. Fresh baked goods, locally grown produce, artisan cheese, fresh roasted coffee, wine, honey, and so much more. We invite you to explore Dayton today.
Join us for the Active for Life Senior Prom March 23rd from 4 to 6:30 p.m. at the Uptown Theater in Richland. There will be dinner, games, a photo booth, live music, and of course dancing. Grab your favorite senior, put on your best Roaring Twenties outfit, and dance the night away. We'll see you there.
Who says a small dam can't make electricity?
The dam generates on average about 10 megawatts of energy a year.
Fly the Northwest over Post Falls Dam.
This is clean, renewable energy.
Cap KVU local news at 6 Tuesday.
Monday morning.
It's going to be fine. Keanu Reeves is here.
I'm just telling you. Keanu Reeves from John Wick Chapter 4. Plus, Reggae Jean Page.
Today at 9 on Cap KVU.
– Welcome back. All right, Jason, what do you think is the strangest animal that someone could have as a pet?
Probably an alligator.
Yeah.
Anything that's dangerous,
yeah,
but we've seen it before.
Yeah, that could be a pretty strange one. Well, at Detroit's Metropolitan Airport, U.S. Customs and Border Protection found 6 giant African snails live ones inside a suitcase. The snails are deemed as a prohibited organism by U.S. officials since they can cause harm to humans and the environment if they are set free. Some of these African snails can grow up to 8 inches long and carry a parasite that may lead to meningitis. However, some people do still eat snails and others even have them as pets. I don't know, would you ever have a giant snail as a pet?
Probably not. I like cuddly pets.
I do too, but I did have some hermit crabs at one point.
I had a hermit crab when I was very young.
did?
His name was Hermie.
Makes sense.
But I don't know, just fish don't do it for me.
No.
But I'd try some escargot though.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not? All right, folks, maybe it's a good day to do that. We are looking at shower activity as we enter spring this afternoon. All of your forecast is coming right up.
And while the first day of spring is upon us throughout the valley, we take a look at what some people are facing with extreme weather across the country. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
Okay, are we gonna fit? There we go.
At American Family Insurance, we're here to carefully protect your dreams.
All right, open your eyes. Welcome home.
All right, we'll see you later. Save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto insurance today. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So it's right here.
During our spring tire sale, we watch out for your wallet too. Save up to $175 when you buy select tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires.
Get $1,500 purchase allowance on a 2023 Cadillac XT5 and XT6. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
For the first time in a while, the road ahead of us looks good. And it's about time. Since 1989, Arrow Construction Supply has been Washington and Idaho's leading provider of products and services for asphalt, concrete, and erosion control industries. We have all the products and equipment for sale and rent to get the job done. So if you're ready to make your road home as smooth as the road ahead, then you'll want Arrow paving the way. Arrow Construction Supply.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
I was diagnosed when I was 39. I found a lump. Within a week, it had grown so immensely, I could see it in the mirror. It's such a whirlwind when you're diagnosed with cancer. The most important thing in your life is your health. If I could tell a young person who was thinking about their health anything about breast cancer, I would just say be as proactive as possible and get checked.
Post Falls Dam on Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6. Now, Cap KVUE First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Monday morning, everyone. We have a little bit of light this morning, but quite a lot of gray out there. Plenty of cloud coverage as we, well, enter the final hours of winter. Yes, we finally get to spring, 224 in the afternoon today. It is going to be a wet Monday, and it's a touch cooler for your week ahead. So We are warmer in the mornings, but cooler during our days. So shower activity pretty much across our areas, just in the periphery of Pendleton, just very light, and starting to move to the east for Yakima, and Ellensburg starting to get some very light rain as well. The biggest cell, though, is Tri-Cities and Walla Walla. Still doesn't amount to too much, but as we move along in our day, we're going to see those showers start to migrate up to the north. The Walla Walla is going to continue to see it, then Ellensburg in your early afternoon. Looks like Connell will be in and out of that. Then some random showers into our evening hours. And then as we get to tomorrow morning, we could be seeing it just double back a little bit into the Ellensburg area. And then woof, it's going to be off into the west. And then we're going to be looking at much nicer conditions starting tomorrow for all of our areas. And we're going to warm up a bit as we get to midweek. So the totals for our rain are going to be 1/4 inch for Tri-Cities, Yakima, and Ellensburg, up to 1/2 inch for Walla Walla, especially Walla Walla and Pendleton. So some showers on the way. You're going to see some wet roads as you get out the door this morning. But you're also going to be seeing warm temperatures. We're about 10 to 20 degrees warmer than we were all last week for this time of the morning, mid to lower 40s. So take out your umbrella and just a little something to keep yourself warm. Excuse me. As we move along in our work week, we're looking to be right at or below average for the week ahead into our weekend. Our average for the Tri-Cities is around 60 at this time of year. So do expect to see 50s, maybe even an upper 40 or two for Ellensburg as we move along in the week. So winds very light today, and that's going to continue to be the story as we head into tomorrow and Wednesday, but we are going to see a bit of a spike as we get into Thursday and Friday, and then cooler as we head into the, or lighter, excuse me, as we head into the weekend. 15 to 25 mile per hour winds expected for Thursday and Friday. So a blustery end to our work week. Well, folks, we're almost to baseball season. The Mariners opener, and it's at home, is 10 days away. Looking forward to that. Easter, 3 weeks from yesterday, and we're just over a month away from the NFL draft, which of course is right here on Cap KVUE ABC. So for today, mid-50s for the Yakima Valley, 50 degrees for Ellensburg. Over in the mid-Columbia, mid to lower 50s, a little cooler in Connell. And again, Connell could catch the most rain of our areas, at least in the mid-Columbia. We're already seeing quite a bit in Walla Walla and Pendleton on the periphery of showers right now, mid-50s there. So again, we're a little off, especially compared to what we saw over the weekend. So we're going to stay in those mid-50s through tomorrow, then lower 60s to upper 50s Wednesday and Thursday. Then those cooler temperatures as we head into our weekend, though we look at much more sunshine on the way. After some initial cloudiness tomorrow, we'll see some sun breaks as we move into the afternoon. For the Tri-Cities, mid-50s as well through tomorrow, lower 60s Wednesday and Thursday, mid-50s into your weekend. Overnight lows are warmer for the next at least couple of overnight periods. But for today, on and off showers. It's going to be a bit chilly, but you can welcome spring this afternoon.
For people along the San Joaquin River, many areas have been evacuated due to severe flooding in the streets that has spilled over into homes. Those who don't want to leave are using boats to move through floodwaters. Some of the areas along the river are under mandatory evacuations. There is no timeline currently on when the water will begin to recede, and authorities say there is no timeline for people to return to their homes. We'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast. But first, a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, spring break state of emergency. 2 deadly shootings on back-to-back nights over the weekend along Hotspot Ocean Drive, creating chaos, sending visitors scrambling, prompting the city to take action, imposing a new curfew.
The volume of people in our city, the unruly nature of too many, and the presence of guns has created a peril that cannot go unchecked, especially in the evening.
A large swath of Miami Beach's most popular areas under that emergency curfew from midnight to 6 a.m.
There are a lot of policemen on bikes. There are way more security guards. It's definitely more on lockdown than it was yesterday.
And we'll have much more on this spring break state of emergency coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Victor Okendo, ABC News, Miami Beach.
Trelegy for COPD.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel.
You don't have to take COPD sitting
It's a
down.
new dawn, it's a new day.
It's time to make a stand.
And I'm feeling good.
Start a new day with Trelegy. No once-daily COPD medicine has the power to treat COPD in as many ways as Trelegy. With 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trelegy makes breathing easier for a full 24 hours, improves lung function, and helps prevent future flare-ups. Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur. Take a stand and start a new day with Trelegy. Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy and save at Trelegy.com.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time right now is 6:54. We're going to get to Jason's local forecast in a moment, but first a look at this morning's top stories. A Kennewick business is left with thousands of dollars in damage after it was broken into early Sunday morning. Take a look at the pictures of the suspected burglars. It happened at Snod's Car Wash on Washington Street and Columbia Drive. The owners say the money box was taken with an undisclosed amount of cash. If you have any information, call Kennewick Police. Authorities in Benton County continue to investigate a homicide in Findlay. The Benton County Sheriff's Office says the body of a man was found last Tuesday in the area of 10th Avenue and U Street. Authorities say an autopsy shows the manner of death is homicide. The man's family was notified, but authorities have not yet released his identity. Fire officials have not yet released the cause of a fire that destroyed 2 outdoor sheds in Findlay over the weekend. The fires happened Saturday afternoon in the 32,000 block of South Quinn Street, just off Findlay Road. The fire destroyed 2 sheds and damaged the outsides of 2 mobile homes. No one was hurt. A GoFundMe account has been set up for a Yakima family after a deadly head-on crash in Kittitas County. 40-year-old Justin Poole, his daughter, 10-year-old Chelsea, and his wife's cousin, 27-year-old Michaela Buckholt, all died after the car they were in was hit head-on just outside of Cle Elum. 2 others in the car survived. The GoFundMe will go towards funeral costs and medical costs. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. Frozen strawberries sold at several stores in Washington have been tied to an outbreak of hepatitis A. Scenic Fruit Company is recalling its frozen organic strawberries sold under 5 different brand names, including Costco's Kirkland Signature and Aldi's Simply Nature brand. At least 2 people have been hospitalized. If you have the product, you can return it for a refund. And finally, happening tonight, the Pasco City Council will once again discuss retail sales of cannabis in the city limits. Once again, Resolutions 4327 and 4328 are on the agenda. Resolution 4327 would allow for a proposition for an advisory vote on the next primary election. Resolution 4328 is requesting the retail cannabis sales be allowed in certain zones within the city. The City Council meeting is tonight, starting at 7 p.m. at Pasco City Hall.
A wet way to start your work week as we're counting down the hours towards spring this afternoon. We have shower activity across most of our areas, getting a bit of a break, Yakima, Toppenish, and even Prosser. But we do expect the showers to continue off and on into the evening hours, moving a little bit north as we move into the afternoon. Still Walla Walla getting some, Ellensburg areas. And then as we move into the evening hours, scattered showers for our areas. It could double back into Ellensburg as we get to tomorrow morning. And then much more sunshine is on the way. So we expect about 1/4 of an inch for Yakima, Tri-Cities, and Ellensburg, up to 1/2 inch, especially for Walla Walla and Pendleton. So a little bit of wetness to start your week. So as we move into our morning hours, we are in the mid to lower 40s right now, so warmer than it has been by about 10 to 20 degrees from what we saw last week at this time. So warmer temperatures are here. Do expect, though, to see highs in the mid to lower 50s today. So we are cooling down a bit. It'll be warmer Wednesday and Thursday. Light winds today, and we expect light winds till we get to Thursday and Friday. We expect 15 to 25 mile per hour winds to end our work week. Jill.
Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Northwest. Cap KVU Local News is back tonight at 5.